You're listening to Sushi for Breakfast with Zach Anderson. Here to help bands tell their stories.
This is Sushi for Breakfast, and today we are joined by Matt Mattson.
Matt Mattson.
Mattson.
Yeah.
It's like two first names almost.
It is a porn surname.
That's not what I said.
But it is okay.
I said two first names.
Like Philip Phillips. I get it all the time.
Dude, you like doing like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You like a lot of shit.
I do.
And it's awesome.
Thank you.
I like heard the Roseville shit a while back. It's been like fucking months. I felt like it was a lot warmer outside then.
It was.
And I really fucking enjoyed it. Sometimes I'd play it in my car.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I really liked it.
That makes me super
It's
stoked.
like such a good mixture of like really like genuine indie rock music with like some like doo-wop feels and some other shit. I really liked it.
Yeah, no, it's
Is that ever gonna release?
hopefully soon. Our original plan was for a November release, but things just got caught up and we ended up doing more stuff to it than we anticipated.
Yeah.
Ended up retracking some stuff and but yeah, we're getting it done.
Tends to happen.
I don't know when the best time to release would be.
Probably whenever.
Whenever, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad told me not to release in December because he said it's too close to Christmas, but I don't know. Maybe
Your
it'll
dad's
be a Christmas
probably
present.
right.
Yeah, that's what. He's pretty knowledgeable,
He
but
sounds like a smart guy.
he's a great dude.
don't fuck with Christmas, son.
Dude, son, you know Michael Bublé owns this fucking chart at Christmas time. Do not.
That and that goddamn fucking song by Mariah Carey just goes so hard during
Dude,
Christmas.
it absolutely spanks. It's a goddamn spanker of a Christmas song.
It spanks. I don't feel like you're gonna be doing much.
When that comes on, I lose my shit.
Yeah. What were you doing tonight? You were
Tonight
playing in a
I
band.
was playing with a band called Neep Tide.
Okay.
I went to high school with one of the with the singer, and he just kind of needed a fill-in guy. So I've been playing a few shows with them. So
That's awesome.
Might end up sticking with them. They played 420 Fest last year. That's how I found out.
Shout
about
out.
them. Yeah, shout out Neep Tide.
To 420 Fest.
Shout out to 420 Fest. Shout out to Neep Tide. Love both of those things.
Also 420.
Also 420, if you know.
420
what I'm
o'clock. It's 420 o'clock.
It's 420 o'clock somewhere. Am I right, brethren?
Brother.
Brother. But yeah, I mean, they're super cool. I really like playing with those guys. I play guitar for them, which is probably my last instrument, honestly. But
Yeah.
they ended up thinking I was good enough to play with them, so
Because you're more of a beast player, right?
I'm more of a beast player and more of a drummer than I am a beast player.
Okay.
I just ended up playing guitar in both of the bands I'm in right now.
Very nice.
But before this, I played bass and then drums before that.
Okay. When did you start playing music?
Like, I started playing... Well, my dad is a drummer. He used to be a session drummer.
It's in the family.
It's in the family.
You joined the family business.
Yeah, he's a session dude. He used to be. And so I've always been around it forever. So as long as I can remember, I've been playing drums.
That's awesome, man.
And then I started picking up a guitar when I was like 12 or 13. Maybe a little before that. But then it ended up kind of, I just wanted to make all of my own music by myself. So I kind of was forced to learn how to do all the other instruments as well.
Yeah, it tends to be that way.
Yeah.
Especially like when you have a vision, I don't feel like it's like very easy.
Yeah. I mean, all of my demos started off as just things that I made and that I just liked. And then I ended up getting some really cool players that are now my bandmates.
That's awesome, man.
And yeah, they're awesome. I love those guys. And I love where the music has come because they had such a different dynamic to it than I started with.
Yeah. You guys seem like to have like such a fucking great relationship. And this is coming from somebody who watched it through like Chris Bowman adding shit onto Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And me just being like, man, I wish I could be friends with those guys.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, you're my friend now, brother. You're my friend now, brother. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing in bands with Andrew, who's our bass player right now, for about 3 years. We played in a band before together called Maj. And he was the first person I called. I actually called him to play drums for me for this band, but I ended up getting my other buddy Brett Sidney, who plays in a band called Blurry.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, Blurry. They're like a kind of hard rock pop punk thing going on.
Yeah,
they're super great though. But I ended up getting him, and then I actually met my guitarist. As nerdy as this is going to sound, at a thing called a hackathon.
What the fuck is a hackathon?
At Georgia Tech.
Like hacky sack?
No, I wish I was that cool. Like computer programming. We're both CS majors, and I went to this thing at Georgia Tech called Hack GT. We met on Reddit. I said, hey, I need a partner for this. I don't go to this school. I don't know anybody. Will somebody please be my partner?
And he was like, yeah.
He was like, yeah, dude, I'll be your partner. You seem cool enough, Reddit man. And then we met, and we just really hit it off. I found out he played music, and now he's my guitarist.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. A guitarist found not even from a musical subreddit.
It's like a missed connection.
It is. It's exactly. It's like a Craigslist missed connection.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how did you get hooked up with Chris here?
I got hooked up with Chris because, so funny story. You guys were at the microwave show tonight, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure I was.
For sure.
Talked about that like 6 fucking times.
Okay, my apologies. But I was looking for a studio to track this project, and I was like, I wonder. And then I started looking around. I found the Sushi, and I was like, well, first I was friends with Chris on Facebook for some reason. I've been friends with him on Facebook since I was like 18.
Interesting.
Not even, I was like 17. And I don't know why, but I was. So I always saw him posting. And then I found the American Sushi Studios, this lovely place we're in. And I was like, oh, they recorded Microwave. Even though I don't know if they did. I've never gotten confirmation that they recorded anything for Microwave. But I was like, I love Microwave's drum sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I saw Chris was working here. And I was like, well, first I hit up Chris. I was like, how much are your rates? And then he was like, this and this and that. Well, he didn't even respond or anything. I think then like 2 hours later, I said, yeah, I just booked you at the Sushi Man. See you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's exactly how it happened. I was so confused. Yeah, it was really funny. And I remember I was talking to my friends because I had just finished doing this like small business course for studios. Shout out Brian Hood and the Profitable Producer course. Yeah, so I was talking to my buddy Andrew, and I was like, yo, so this dude just hit me up, and he decided to book me because I posted funny memes about music shit. And like that was like literally the reason. Yeah. It was really hysterical.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then we made the EP, and it was a lot of freaking fun.
I don't even think I've heard anything mixed or mastered. Like the shit that you sent me was just...
That was the raws.
Yeah, and it sounded fucking great, dude. Like I really was into it, and I really seriously cannot wait to hear more. I think I've asked you about it on Facebook Messenger like multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I don't know you, I just like randomly...
Dude, that makes me so stoked. Whenever like anybody talks about my music, it makes me... My ego just goes through the roof. I love it.
I can tell.
But yeah, I love those songs. I've had a lot of those songs forever. A lot of them I wrote in like 8th and 9th grade.
Ooh.
Like Pop Punk Banger, the tentative name. I wrote that one in 10th grade. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them I just kind of worked on throughout the years, and I just have like a bunch of songs, and I just cherry picked which ones I liked.
Yeah.
And then recorded them. But they're awesome. I'm really happy with how they turned out.
I wish I could hear how they turned out.
You will be able to.
I've heard that
eventually.
raw dank though.
Raw dog recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super stoked for people to hear it. I think it will end up being kind of, I don't know what sound it is. I can't really put my finger on.
I think it's just like it just sounds good. Like,
yeah,
it's
it
very
just sounds
pleasing
good.
to my ears, and like I said, I like the extreme mixture of genres.
Yeah.
As to where like you hear like some bands and it's like, oh, like I can kind of tell like that they're not only into indie rock, like they also like some like heavier shit or whatever, and like that's cool. But then you hear a band like not unlike Roseville.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this band like they like have a very eclectic taste in music.
Yeah, my taste is all over the place.
And like they really let it come through like naturally, because it doesn't sound forced at all.
Oh no, it's not. But those songs definitely reflect the periods of my life in which I wrote this specific song. Yeah, you can definitely tell kind of which phase of my musical
8th grade
journey.
blues.
Yeah, dude, those 8th grade emo blues.
It's just getting like the shit kicked out of.
My first show I went to was in 5th or 4th grade. It was Blink-182.
Blink-182?
Blink-182 and My Chemical Romance. That was my very first concert ever. And you can...
Was it good?
It was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah?
I mean, Travis Barker's obviously an unreal drummer. And I mean,
well, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still love that music. Like, that's the kind of music I not listen to exclusively, but I definitely still listen to that kind of music as well.
The first, like, concert I ever went to was Good Charlotte.
Good shot. That's equally as
Newfound Glory.
Oh, you're literally the same thing, a different generation.
Hold on, and MXPX.
Oh, of course, dude. Yeah, that's the same show 5-6 years earlier.
Yeah, I was like in like 5th grade.
Perfect.
I went with my friend Mindy Gardner.
Perfect.
Different last name now. She got married at some point.
Yes, it
and,
happens.
like a lot of drugs have been done. I can't remember her
Yeah,
original
that's how
last
it
name.
goes.
But I remember her
You're
mom.
listening to Good Charlotte. You know
Yeah.
how it goes.
Her mom came with,
Of course.
and my mom came with.
Of course.
It was great.
Phenomenal.
We had a fucking blast.
And then you turned into the pop punk man you are today, I'm sure.
Nah.
I'm kidding.
I think like 3 weeks later, I was in a club called Rubber Gloves Rehearsal Studio in Denton, Texas.
Okay.
Seeing like this punk band who's one of my favorite bands called the Marked Men.
Okay,
and
I
like
don't
they're
know them.
very derivative of like the Ramones.
Oh, yeah.
And like so like I got
it's
my
like the old school punk.
well I got a taste of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, no, I've seen these bands that I'm like not really into.
Yeah.
But I really liked MXPX.
Yeah.
And now my brother hangs out with a bunch of older dudes that can drive. So like, let's go to the fucking
Let's
show,
go to
bro.
the shows, dude.
Let's go to the punk rock show, dog.
Yeah, I didn't get into shows until I was in high school. There was this band called Sea Ghost.
Okay.
Who were kind of like local legends for my little group. And they were just like general purpose, like indie alt rock. And they used to have these crazy shows, like 100 people in a house and shit like that. And that really made me want to be a musician. Like not just write my little songs and record them, but get out and play music.
Yeah.
So that's why I play music live now as opposed to just writing it.
Yeah. I was like, we were talking about this earlier, is that there's this, it's like a split dichotomy of
Yeah.
the phenomenology of our current existence in
Oh,
music, which is that it's awesome that you can find out about any music all the time.
Yeah.
And every day you can find out about a new band.
Of course.
And on the other hand, there's like something kind of special taken away of like just going to see a band that you like and a band that's playing with them. You're like, holy fucking shit. And then like you
Brand
gotta-
new, yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Like
buy
brand
like their
new music.
record like right there
Yeah,
at the show
yeah.
because you can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden like this is now your favorite band.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a split difference of
Yeah,
like how
it's
it was.
kind of like there's so much music being thrown at you all the time.
I personally love it.
Yeah, I love it, but like it also makes it kind of hard for me to find the smaller ones that I really like.
Dude,
but I still find
yeah.
most of those guys through word of mouth and through the shows and the same shit you're talking about.
Yeah.
The same way. That's still how I found half of my favorite
it's like
bands.
changed like so much in just like 5-6 years.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember going to shows like we were talking about Wonder Root earlier. It's like I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
going to Wonder Root and like finding out about fucking awesome touring bands.
Yeah.
And now it's like I go to see those awesome touring bands and I've heard of them because like they came up on Spotify or
Yeah.
like recommended for me
Yeah,
on Facebook
exactly.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's a great time.
And I mean, with the internet, like it's kind of made it easier to find things that you like because of things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the recommendations. Like I know, obviously, everybody whose music knows the Needle Drop. He got me. Do you know him, Anthony Fantano?
no.
The internet's busiest music nerd.
Okay.
He's like a YouTube reviewer guy, and he got me into like my favorite band, Remo Drive.
Oh yeah,
who are,
yeah.
Like from where I used to live, and I find so much music through him and just through r/music on Reddit.
Yep.
And all that shit, and they're super. It's an interesting way to find music for sure.
Yeah. It's like it's a lot more accessible, but not in this way that it's like thrown down your throat.
No, yeah, they don't force it. I mean,
It's like it's there if you want it,
Yeah.
and obviously I don't really necessarily think that like a whole fuck ton of people really do.
yeah.
But like for people who are really into music and like they're really into like the community and the scene.
Oh, yeah, for
it's like
sure.
awesome to find out about like bands. And I think the greatest part about it is too is that like when we were kind of like coming up in the music scene, like early 2000s, that kind of shit, is that these are bands you literally never would have heard of.
Yeah, if
until
it
like
wasn't-
10 years later, and then you would have been like, oh, they're fucking broken up now.
Of course,
So-
that's happened with me so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
It happens all the time.
And now we can be like in it, and it's such a an ironic thing in a way.
Yeah.
because we do talk about like you're not really in the moment, like 'cause you're on your phone.
Yeah.
Or like technology. Like there's literally we're recording a podcast right now, and there's two motherfuckers looking at their phones, like
who we love very much.
who we
They
love very
both
much.
looked Up.
But it's like that's not a negative thing.
No, it's just they're
right.
doing their thing.
Yeah, but you can also find out about such great music from being so like jacked into the
Oh yes,
to the
for being
ether.
so plugged into the scene, and like the internet scene is as much as the local real in-person scene
Oh, yeah, for sure.
nowadays. The Facebook groups, the posts, the events, that's half the struggle right now.
Yeah,
And
for
half
sure.
the way you find who you could be your new favorite band.
100%. And it's the greatest fucking thing in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love it. I try to like be deep diving onto like a million bands pages every day.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time, but like every day I'm hitting up somebody and telling them, dude, you got to check out this fucking band because
Yeah.
they are the greatest band that's ever existed.
I hope you do that with my music when it comes out.
Which I know is hyperbolic, but
Saying that the music hasn't even come out.
Oh yeah, that's true. So
I
you'll
did
really
say
like it
that.
once it comes out.
yeah, I got it saved on my phone.
Terrific.
Sometimes I blast that shit on my way to work.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite one? Do you know?
It's just that track that you sent me. It didn't even have a fucking name. It just said Roseville.
Come Around.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
my pop song.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, that's the pop song I was telling you about. Yeah. I was like, because I was telling him, like, my inspirations are so varied and different. Because
Yeah.
my mom was like old school rock, and then my dad was kind of 80s rock. Like, he was really into goth rock.
Nice.
Stuff like that. And my brother was really into emo music. And then my dad also loved Prince because we're from Minnesota. It's kind of like a rite of passage.
Okay.
And so I just heard all of that combined, and Come Around is my pop song. That's my one where I was like, okay, I'm going to write something with a catchy chorus. It's going to get to it in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
It's going to repeat it. It's going to have a bridge. It's going to close. That'll be my structure. That'll be my pop song.
Yeah, I have a question, and maybe you can answer it because
Yeah.
it seems that you're from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
What is up with people from Minnesota moving to the Atlanta area? Because I feel like every time I meet somebody new, they're like, yeah, I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota. I actually didn't move down here by choice. I moved down here for my mom's work.
And what'd she do?
She's a software engineer.
Oh, okay.
And then
Smart cookie.
Yeah, smart cookie. And then my dad moved his company down here called Books for Africa. They're a nonprofit that shipped books to kids in Africa, but they were also based in Minnesota originally.
Yeah, they got like a website.
Yeah, they
Like,
do.
Are they still a thing?
Booksforafrica.org. Check them out. The largest shipper of donated books to the African continent.
That's awesome.
5013C approved. Check it out. I used to work there, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, I mean, I just ended up here, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
As much as I love the Minnesota scene, the Midwest emo scene is huge up there, obviously.
Well, yes.
And that's what I love. That's the kind of music I listen to a lot of. But being down here, it also introduced me to a lot more variants of
Yeah.
styles of music.
For sure.
Up there, it's a lot of the same, in my experience, because I was young and listened to what my brother listened to.
Yeah.
And he just listened to the local dudes that were the kind of music he liked. But I know there is a great scene up there, and I hope to be able to play up there someday. That kind of be, because my band is actually named off of where I used to live, in Roseville, Minnesota.
What? Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Roseville, Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
It's like it always seems to, and I feel like probably people from different states feel this way about Atlanta.
Yeah.
But you're like, man, there's so many fucking great bands.
Yeah.
That come out of like this state or
Oh, I
this
know.
town.
Yeah.
Like fucking Allentown, PA. It's like you just like list on like 5 fucking hands all the great bands that have come
Yeah.
out of there. But it is very interesting how exclusive but also like reclusive like music scenes can seem.
In Atlanta, man, I had a hard time kind of finding my spot in the scene.
Yeah.
Because the scene down here is very welcoming and very opening. But I don't know. I always felt like I was kind of on the outside looking in.
We just love everybody.
You do. It's phenomenal. I love it. And everybody here is so nice and so open to like booking shows.
Yeah.
As weird, as hard of a struggle as it is, people down here are really good about it.
Yeah, it's like, and I've had the opportunity to live in a couple different places for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Like Houston, Dallas, like the Indiana area.
Yeah.
Here, and like I took some time and like lived overseas.
Yeah.
And like I will say like that the Atlanta music scene is the best you can find.
Oh, I love it. I mean, there's so much variance. And I've met a lot of cool people through the scene,
Dude,
too.
people here are so fucking sweet compared to other places.
Oh, I know.
Like you play in other places, or like you come up in other places and hang out with, you know, bands or, you know, booking agents or whatever. And like it's not that they just don't give a fuck about you. It's like that they don't act like they have any time. Like there's like this pompous kind of feeling about it. But Atlanta's very welcoming.
Yeah.
Everybody here seems, even people who like don't really get along, like, you know, like they drop it and like you're at a show.
You're at a show and it just is what it is.
It's love.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
all fucking love.
Yeah, even when I was trying to get my first shows booked when I was in high school, it was doable.
Yeah.
It wasn't an unreachable goal.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely something that, shout out Joe Warren, he gave me one of my first big shows at the Masquerade when I was in like 10th grade.
Yeah?
And that's nuts.
Who'd you play with?
That was when I was playing with a band called Maj.
Okay.
And yeah, we played with another group called Baba and the Vangas. So shout out. I don't know if they exist still, but shout out regardless.
Shout out to Joe Warren.
Shout out to Joe Warren. Absolutely.
I saw him tonight.
Continuously
at the
hooks it up.
Masquerade, and he was the sweetest fucking person in the whole world.
As usual. He's the man, dude. Everybody in Atlanta will tell you that.
There's like another weird part of our scene, like that not a lot of people talk about, but I have a lot of relationships with like what I consider like really great friends.
Yeah.
Who I've only ever talked to on Facebook.
Oh, I mean, think about me and Chris. Like that's how we met.
Yeah.
He's one of the people I go to for advice, just to talk, just to hang. And that's all through the internet. Same with my guitarist.
Yeah.
It's all through the internet. And it's awesome how that's a thing that we can do now.
It's like I've been talking to Joe Warren on Facebook for like 3 fucking months, and this is the first time I've ever met him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And somebody sitting right in this room, Brandon Ronaldez.
Yes, sir.
I've been talking to him like about a couple different projects.
Yeah.
And like this is the first day I've ever met him.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's super cool. And the scene here is really nice. I hope that they like us when we come out. I'm not sure. That's the other thing. It's kind of finding a niche for us to go into because we're not heavy enough.
Think, though, like in Atlanta, you got to really find a niche. Like, because we were talking about this earlier. It's like so many people from like, if you were in another town, it would be like those guys from like that tribe.
Yeah.
Like they don't really fuck around with like the indie music or whatever. And here it's like everybody is so interested in just finding good music.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because like we have shit, we can always go harder. We can always go more pop. So it's kind of trying to find where the people like us best.
Yeah, sure.
And kind of sticking to that sound because right now we're like you said, this album has so many different sounds on it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gonna be cool to kind of see which songs people gravitate more towards and where they're from. So I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Yeah. Like so, like just like real quick, like like list off. Because like I said, it kind of seemed like there's like a lot of eclectic taste. It's like big favorite bands.
The Front Bottoms. Yes, sir. They are one of my favorite bands. Yeah, Chris can tell you. All of my demos start off as acoustic Walmart brand Front Bottom songs. And then they end up being the things that they become. But some of my other inspirations, Remo Drive, Rex Orange County. I really like those guys right now.
Yeah.
But as far as the record goes, like most of my music taste is just kind of I really like the Strokes. They were one of my mom's favorite bands, so therefore they were one of mine. But I was telling Brandon, the first record I ever bought when I was like 6 years old was Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Nice.
I had my mom drive me to Barnes & Noble, spent the money on the edited version of Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
The edited version
of Paranoid. But
nice.
yeah, I mean, it's all over. It really is. And I really Sea Ghost, like I said, one of my huge inspirations as far as my music goes. If you listen to my music and you like that, you'll like Sea Ghost. Unfortunately, they aren't together anymore.
Yeah.
But
there's like this weird thing that I picked up on, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but like these like bands, like these like rock bands from like the 50s and 60s, like the Shrillas.
Yeah. Yeah,
like, I mean, like really felt that in like a deep way when I was listening to that song.
I love the Beach Boys.
Okay.
Come Around will show you that perfectly. That's my Beach Boys song. Yeah, that's my Beach Boys song. Very surfy, very kind of like vibey. And then I like Two Door Cinema Club. And then I like not harder shit, but I like pop punk, like Sorority Noise, Modern Baseball.
Okay.
All those guys. And then I was really big on like the grunge stuff when I was younger. I was huge on that. And then the emo music of the 2000s was what shaped my musical taste.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on. That's what I listened to. That was how I fell in love with music.
Yep.
From like a listening standpoint. Like Blink, My Chemical Romance, all those guys. Those are honestly two of my favorite bands of all time. And they just always will be. They'll always have that special spot in my heart. But I really like Moose Blood and the Arctic Monkeys, another one of my huge inspirations. But it's weird because a lot of my songs don't sound like those guys.
Yeah.
A lot of them sound nothing like those guys.
Yeah, I think that it's like the thing that you bring in from the bands like that you really love is maybe the passion.
Yeah, the
rather
passion.
than like an actual audible.
Yeah, rather than an audible thing. And I think my writing style is very much inspired by those guys. Because a lot of those guys were just writing pop songs with distorted guitar on it and calling it rock.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. I want to make pop music that's distorted and heavy and has the emotion that rock music has, but it still is easy to pick up on and easy to kind of affect your emotions as pop music is. That's kind of my goal for it, because I just want people to feel something when they listen to it.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's bad, even if they're like, damn, man, this music fucking sucks.
The feels.
At least they felt something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and a lot of that music comes from really weird spots in my life when I was going through shit and writing it out. And that's just kind of how it goes.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, they're all inspired by what I was going through at the time, what kind of music I was listening to at the time, and so yeah.
And it's kind of cool too. Like there's like these songs from like throughout the years, like where you were maybe like more heavy into something.
Yeah, exactly.
At one point, and then something else at another point.
Yeah, exactly. Like my dad is huge into like 70s and 80s Western Texan country music.
Nice.
He loves that shit. He eats it up
sometime.
Yeah, and "Sleep Is for the Weak" is my one song that I was literally listening to that music with my dad with.
Yeah.
And inspired by that. And then, yeah, I mean, it just all kind of goes that way. You just kind of pick up on and try to replicate what you like.
Awesome.
But yeah, anything else?
No, I don't got
Terrific.
anything else. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Make sure to follow Roseville ATL on everywhere you can. And my personal one is Matt _Mattson. Hit me up. I'll play your wedding and bar mitzvah with my with my band.
Or you'll play in your band.
Wedding and also bar mitzvah, no birthdays, nothing like that.
Okay.
But wedding and bar mitzvah, I'm available.
Only if it's like a conjoined.
Only if it's like a wedding mitzvah. It's like the conjoining of the two. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this thing out sometime. Maybe we'll shoot for February or March, sometime around then. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Goddamn time.
Yeah,
So stoked to listen to it.
You're telling me, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening. This has been Sushi for Breakfast. We are at American Sushi Recording Studios in the heart of Little Five Pizza. I don't know why the fuck.
We are in the heart of Little Five Pizza. We
Actually,
are
quite
cooking
literally,
the
it's
pizza. Shout out Little Five Pizza. Yeah, shout out Little Five Pizza for feeding us.
We're in Little 5 Points. That's what I meant to say. And there's
there's
also
pizza.
fucking pizza here.
Actually,
we're like attached
next
to
door.
the
My
same.
manager's calling me back now. I got to go cook some pies, but I'll catch you around.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Sushi for Breakfast. And find Roseville on Instagram and Twitter at RosevilleATL. And also a huge shout out to American Sushi Recording for hosting the podcast. A little room with a big sound. American Sushi Recording has everything you need to record, mix, or master your next project. Visit them online at AmericanSushiRecording.com and ask for our producer, Chris Bowman. And we'll see you next time on Sushi for Breakfast.